I was a high school student at Stratford Central. I was a bit of a news junkie. My mother had worked at the radio station quite often. She would park me in the press box. I sat down from Bill Lane listened to him call games, had to be quiet. And I got a part-time job at first of all, at the London Free Press as a Stratford stringer, covering sports events at Stratford, phoning over the results, phoning over scores. When I went to a Laurier, somebody reached out and asked if I wanted to work at the school paper. So I worked at the Cord, was a sports writer at the Cord. Wrote a weekly column, covered mostly basketball. But I ended up talking to the sports editor at the Beacon Herald a lot. Saw him at the games, saw him on the bus, talked to him about different things. And in August of that year, he said, you know, you seem to know a lot about sports. You're a Stratford guy, you seem articulate. We're hiring a sports writer. Would you like to work at the Beacon Herald? That was August. I was supposed to go to Teachers College in 2 weeks. My heart was not really set on that. It was a job. And I thought, geez, you know, I could be a sports writer here. And I took a job. I said, I'll do it 1 year, pay off some student debt, get in a good place. I ended up being a sports writer at the Beacon Herald, stayed at the newspaper for 33 years. I think back as to how did I get involved in sports administration? How did I get involved in running a league? How did I get involved with Rotary hockey? I don't think it was ever a path. I don't think it was ever well, I'm going to go from Rotary hockey to the Ontario Hockey Association to the branch to the Ontario Hockey Federation and then to Hockey Canada. I was very content at every step. It just seemed that somebody tapped me on the shoulder and said, would you like to go do this or would you like to go do that? And I did.
Every challenge that came to him, he accepted. He was very sincere in terms of taking on responsibility as well. And I can remember a lot of assignments that we had where he went into the lion's den, as we might refer to it, not only with the message that people didn't want to hear but had to hear because it was the truth. I think he emerged from all of those situations with the utmost respect for the people who are there. They may not have liked the message, but they certainly weren't prepared to kill the messenger.
You know, he's this proud Canadian, proud Ontarian, and I think he's motivated by a sense of moral obligation to do the right thing, to be a builder of the game and the game of hockey.
John's done a lot for our community. Sports writer, managing editor, Rotary hockey, OHA, OHF, intercounty baseball. He took it on for a few years, he made it better.
I can point to so many different things he's done in this community that all come back to who John Kastner is. A get-it-done, do-it-yourself leader who is always willing to step in, starts with yes and brings people along, and at the end he leads them to happiness and an outcome which they can all be proud of.
Our job is to create a platform, create a scenario where really good athletes can be successful, or really good athletes can have fun in house league hockey, or kids that want to play as 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds have an opportunity to play that. In Stratford, I think there's always been great organizations. And that is a petri dish for people to be successful or to compete and have fun at the recreational level. So I think that in this community, the athletes have benefited from those contributions of those organizations, many of which are on the Wall of Fame as well, whether they be coaches or builders, and they've created an environment where people can be successful. I sat on the committee that came up with the idea of a sports wall of fame, that people should be recognized in Stratford like they are in so many other communities. It's sort of full circle. I said we should recognize some people who really made a contribution to this community, and now all of a sudden I had a call this spring that I was going to be on that sports wall of fame. Love coaching, helping kids be better, and really helping kids enjoy the game, whatever the game they were playing. And that's really the genesis of how I got involved in sports administration, coaching, and how it somehow parlayed to being where I am now.